Right now, your body is afraid. Not because anything is actually wrong, not because there's a lion outside your window, but somewhere deep in your chest, a 50,000-year-old alarm system is still running, still scanning, still waiting, and it has absolutely no idea the predators are gone. Your heart races before a presentation. Your stomach drops when you get a weird text from your boss. You wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason, heart pounding, just staring at the ceiling. Modern medicine calls this anxiety. Your ancient brain calls it Tuesday. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. Every single physical symptom you feel when you're stressed, the racing heart, the tight chest, the cold sweat, the racing thought, none of that is a malfunction. That's a perfectly working machine. A machine built to keep you alive on the African savannah 50,000 years ago. And it has absolutely no idea you're not still there. Let's go back, way back. You're a human, but not the kind sitting in a chair. You're standing on flat, open grassland in East Africa. No walls, no roof, no lock on any door. Just grass, heat, and things that want to eat you. Leopards, lions, hyenas, wild dogs, all of them faster than you. All of them stronger than you. Most of them with better night vision than you. On paper, you should be dead. You're slow. You're soft. You have no claws, no fangs, no armor. A human running from a lion has maybe a 3% chance of survival. So how are we still here? The answer is your nervous system built something extraordinary. A threat detection system so sensitive, so fast, so powerful that it could keep a soft, slow, hairless animal alive in the most dangerous place on Earth. Scientists call it the sympathetic nervous system. Your ancestors called it nothing. They just felt it every single day. Here's how it worked. You're walking through tall grass. You hear something move. Before your conscious brain even registers the sound, before you can even think, what was that? Your amygdala has already fired. The amygdala is a tiny almond-shaped structure deep in your brain, and its entire job is one thing: threat detection. It doesn't think. It doesn't reason. It doesn't wait for more information. It sees a pattern that looks like danger, and it screams in less than 100 milliseconds, faster than you can blink. It sends a distress signal to your hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus hits the emergency button. Adrenaline floods your bloodstream. Your heart rate doubles. Your pupils dilate to take in more light. Blood rushes away from your digestive system. You don't need to digest right now, and floods into your leg and arm. Your muscles tense, ready to explode into movement. Your pain sensitivity drops, because if you're running from a lion, a sprained ankle cannot slow you down. All of this happened in less than 1 second, before you've even turned your head to look. That is the most sophisticated survival machine evolution ever built, and you are carrying it in your chest right now. Here's where it gets complicated. That system was built for a world that no longer exists. It was built for a world where the danger was immediate, physical, and short. You see the lion, you run. The lion either catches you or it doesn't. Either way, it's over in 90 seconds. The system was never designed for a performance review. It was never designed for a passive-aggressive email. It was never designed for a mortgage, a deadline, or a social media comment. But your amygdala doesn't know the difference. To your ancient brain, an angry email from your boss looks exactly like a predator. A difficult conversation you've been avoiding looks exactly like a lion crouching in the grass. Checking your bank account when you're broke activates the exact same neural circuitry as seeing a shadow move in the dark. And here's the truly insane part. A lion on the savannah is either in front of you right now or it isn't. But an email, a conversation, a deadline, they exist in your mind before they happen. They exist in your mind after they happen. You can replay them. You can anticipate them. You can lie awake imagining every possible version of them. Your ancient brain cannot tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one, which means your stress response, designed for 90-second physical emergencies, is now running continuously for hours, for days, for years. And here's what that does to a body. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is supposed to spike, do its job, and drop. In the modern world, it never drops. Chronically elevated cortisol eats your immune system. It shrinks the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory. It inflames your arteries. It destroys your sleep. It shuts down your reproductive system. Because if there's a predator nearby, this is not the time to make a baby. The World Health Organization now calls stress the health epidemic of the 21st century. Not cancer, not heart disease, stress. The thing killing modern people is the same survival mechanism that kept your ancestors alive 50,000 years ago. It just has nowhere to go. Want proof your body still thinks it's being hunted? Why does public speaking terrify more people than death itself? Because for 99% of human history, if a group of people was staring at you, it meant you were in trouble. Judgment from the group meant exile. Exile meant death. Your brain still runs that exact equation every single time you step in front of a crowd. Why can't you stop checking your phone? Because your brain is scanning for threat. Every notification is your amygdala asking, is this danger? Every time you check and there's nothing, it releases a tiny hit of relief. Same exact mechanism as checking behind you in the dark. Why do humans catastrophize? Why does one bad thing make your brain run through every possible terrible scenario? Because the ancestors who assumed the worst survived survived longer. The ones who thought that rustling was probably just the wind got eaten. Your brain is literally descended from people who panic. Paranoia kept your bloodline alive. Here's the trap we're in. We built a world our nervous system was never designed for. We have physical comfort our ancestors could never have imagined. We have food security, medical care, shelter. The actual predators are gone, but we replace them with invisible ones. Social threat, financial threat, status threat, things you can't fight, things you can't run from, things that don't end in 90 seconds. And the machine in your chest keeps running, keeps scanning, keeps pumping cortisol into a bloodstream that has nowhere to spend it. An ancient human who was stressed had a reason they could see. A modern human who is stressed often can't even name what they're afraid of. They just feel it. That low hum of dread, that sense that something is wrong, even when nothing is. That's not weakness. That is a 50,000-year-old alarm system going off in a building that has no fire. Here's what's fascinating though. You can't delete the amygdala. You can't turn off the alarm, but you can learn to work with it. The prefrontal cortex, the front of your brain, the part that makes you distinctly human, can override the amygdala, but it has to be trained. This is what meditation actually does. Not relaxation, not good vibe. It trains your prefrontal cortex to look at the amygdala's alarm signal and say, I see you, but this is not a lion. Exercise, real physical movement, burns off the cortisol. Your body prepared for physical action. Give it physical action. Even 20 minutes of walking tells your nervous system, we survived. The threat is over. Deep, slow breathing directly activates the parasympathetic nervous system. The break, it's not a metaphor. Slow breathing is a direct line to your off switch. Here's the final thing. Every anxious person, every chronic worrier, every insomniac staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. isn't broken. They're running the most successful survival software in the history of biology. Software that kept every single one of your ancestors alive long enough to have children, long enough for you to exist. Your anxiety is proof that your bloodline never lost, not one. In 300,000 years, the machine in your chest kept every single generation before you alive. It's just a little confused about what year it is, and honestly, you can work with that.